nataka nikwambie ile kazi umetuambia ya Kiambu.
The Mount Kenya tour of President William Ruto has finally come to an end. But one thing that we must agree on, confusion has rocked the said tour. You know, many thought that the president was the problem with the Mount Kenya people. But it turns out that the president was welcomed in the Mount Kenya region, but their son wasn't. Kimani Ichungwah faced the greatest rejection of his political career in the mountain, a place that really adorned and thought of him as a leader that will come to take up the mantle in future to represent them in the government. But a question that I will ask, do you think that the heckling of Kimani Ichungwah was concrete? Or is it an orchestration that has been planned to taint the name of Kimani Ichungwah before the eyes of the president? I tell you, even if you are the president of the Republic of Kenya, with the current tour that has happened since on Tuesday last week, since on Tuesday this week, only one man, when he took the mic to speak, faced the greatest rejection, and that is Kimani Ichungwah. From Laikipia, from Nyeri, Meru, Tharaka, Embu, Kiambu is home county, Nyandarua, and that is none other than Kimani Ichungwah. As the President of the Republic of Kenya and as a person that is seeking to have a footing in this region when the region has been hostile upon you, would you again walk with this man in the same direction and in the same journey if he is the reason why you are not wanted in the mountain? No, I would really answer that for you. If it was you, you would dump that man as fast as possible. You will dump him and throw him away as a hot potato, like a hot potato. But the question is this a heckling and a hatred by Kimani Ichungwah a concrete one, or an organized battle to remove Kimani Ichungwah from the pockets of President William Ruto and from the inner circles of the Statehouse? I will really agree with this second notion that the heckling of Kimani Ichungwah was a planned execution, was a planned orchestration that would taint this man and make him a non-factor within the circles of President William Ruto. Let's go back to the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. When President William Ruto, as he explained during a media interview with the Mount Kenya region media stations, he said Gachagua was not the darling of the people that were following him. And when the election were held on who would deputize the William Ruto in 2022, Gachagua came second after Professor KITHURE Kindiki. I mean, he even came third after Professor KITHURE Kindiki and Ndindi Nyoro. But when it came to the factor of age, that is when President William Ruto decided to go and move with Rigathi Gachagua, knowing that Gachagua was in the best fit. And when Gachagua was impeached, he became a darling to the people of the mountain. But within President William Ruto's circles, a man rose to become the darling of the president and the voice of President William Ruto and took up the mantle as the DP to President William Ruto. And that is none other than Kimani Ichungwah. Though he was not accorded his right as the deputy president by being chosen or elected by William Ruto to replace Rigathi Gachagua, but in all factors, on the battles that Kimani Ichungwah has taken to protect the Kenya Kwanza administration, we all have to come to one agreement that he really deserved to be the DP. Professor Abraham KITHURE Kindiki was sworn in as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. But when you look within every factor, you will realize that KITHURE Kindiki does not have influence over Ruto's decision, does not have influence within the circles of President William Ruto, and so he must work his way through to gain the support of the president and to become the go-to man for President William Ruto. And why does President William Ruto hold Kimani Ichungwah so dear to his heart? Kimani Ichungwah is the majority leader in parliament. And for President William Ruto's policies to be passed in parliament, Kimani Ichungwah has to spearhead them. He has to mobilize the members of parliament to vote on them. And Kimani Ichungwah has proved to be an instrument and an influential figure within William Ruto's policy-making decisions. And that is why the president considers him his deputy president. I mean, currently, according to the intel we have, Kimani Ichungwah has become so close to President William Ruto, more than even the PA Farouk Kibet, more than the friends of William Ruto from the Kalenjin region in the government, people like Akina Kipchumba Murkomen and people like Akina Oscar Sudi. So Ruto has been, Kimani Ichungwah's loyalty to Ruto has been rewarded by the same reciprocation of loyalty from the president. But that is a threat to some certain people within the Kenya Kwanza administration. Because let me ask, when you look at the tour of the president within the mountain, the president was cheered. He was never heckled. The chance of Ruto must go and never making headlines. But Kimani Ichungwah was the center of attention as heckling took place. When Kimani Ichungwah took the mic, people walked out on him. Now let me tell you one thing. People within William Ruto's circle are planning. They are strategizing to have Kimani Ichungwah out of Ruto's inner circle. And I tell you, if there is a man that is currently threatened mostly by Kimani Ichungwah's influence within the Ruto's inner circle, is none other than Farouk Teigut Kibet, the personal assistant to the president. You all have seen that Farouk Kibet has been trying so much to control the president, to get the attention of the president. We can even go back to what happened yesterday in Embu County, where Farouk Kibet pushed the governor of Embu, Cecil Mbariri, away from the president. And the president seemed that he wasn't happy with that. And he ordered even the cameras to be shut down when Farouk Kibet did the said act. Now, Farouk Kibet has connived with certain political figures around the Mount Kenya region. And when I say certain figures, who is to benefit most within the Mount Kenya region if Kimani Ichungwah is removed from the inner circles of President William Ruto? It's not Rigathi Gachagua. Gachagua is not in government. It is the current deputy president, Professor Abraham KITHURE Kindiki. So the KITHURE Kindiki, Oscar Sudi, and Farouk Kibet are said to have connived. Remember, this crowd was mobilized, was bought, and they have been transported from different parts of the country to cheer the president, to applaud the president in his Mount Kenya tour. But they were being paid by the government. And they were paid and given certain orders. The orders was to make the mountain look that they are not in the fight with President William Ruto. That they don't have any problem with the president. The man that they don't want within President William Ruto's inner circles is Kimani Ichungwah. And when you think of it in that certain manner, who benefit most? KITHURE Kindiki. Because Farouk Kibet cannot become the DP. He will just regain his influence within President William Ruto's circles. Same to Oscar Sudi. So We can go to you can look on the clip of Kimani Ichungwa when he started speaking in Tharaka Nithi. The people of Tharaka, where KITHURE Kindiki comes from, started walking out, started running away. Are we together? Now, this was a clear indication that these people will listen to the president, will listen to the DP, but when it comes to Kimani Ichungwa, they don't want to hear anything from him. And that tells you that this was an orchestrated plan. I would really love to hear your thoughts in regards to this. But please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I thank you for always supporting our work. Tell me what you think, and who do you think was behind Kimani Ichungwa's heckling in the Mount Kenya region during the president's tour?